Found the tin staff. Apparently someone already looted this chest. Now who could that be? Oh no. Don't ask me. I don't know a thing. Alright, so we've gotten that. So that was a monster in a box, basically. That sucked. Also, how are we supposed to get to the other side? There's only... Game? Please don't tell me there are like 2 paths up I had to be worrying about. Game, I'd like you to play a cutscene. Says, hey, we can't go any further. What's the deal? Alright, well... We'll give this... Hold on. Okay, now I'm on the 5th floor again. So a different 5th floor? What? Potluck in a shell. I'd ask yourself how long that potluck has been in this chest and if you feel lucky. I don't get it. Alright, so we got a staff. Is it any better? Of course it is. Alright. So what is this potluck thing? Potluck in a shell. A dish made over a campfire. Lovely in the night air. Cures KO. That's pretty good. So if I can make that, that would be really good. Alright, so now we're in the entrance, right? Okay, that's... Oh, wait, nice tree. Way up. Here we go, the roof. Wow, it's bright out here. It looks like we finally made it to the rooftop. When you look at the beautiful scenery. Now this is something else. It looks like we'll be able to get a better shot than I originally anticipated. And that's the thing I was telling you about earlier. Hello, odd machine. I wonder what that's supposed to be exactly. It looks like a giant orbit-operated cauldron, if you ask me. According to my sources, it's some sort of ancient device, although nobody seems to know what exactly it's used for. Hey, Joshua, did you know something like this was up here? And with that, I need a small break. Alright, sorry about that. Joshua? It's no use hiding. I think it would be wise to come out where we can see you. Huh? Please don't hurt me. I'll come out already. I'm coming out right now. Who is this guy? So somebody arrived before we did, huh? What a surprise that was. Nice fight, Joshua. And you are? I apologize. Please forgive me. I'll give you every last mirror I have. Please spare my life. Look here, buddy. Please don't mistake us for robbers or something weird. You do recognize this emblem, don't you? Wait, isn't that the Bracer Guild's? So, you're trying to tell me that you're bracers? In the flesh. I'm Estelle, and this is Joshua. And we're here as reporters from the Liberal News. We're having these two provide our escort so we can get coverage on the tower. I'm relieved to hear that. Please, just don't ever scare me like that again. The fact that you came up here like that made me suspicious of all of you. Look who's talking. You seem like quite the suspicious fellow yourself. Do you mind telling us who you are exactly? I apologize for my belated introduction. My name is Alba, and I'm an archaeologist. I came to investigate the tower in order to further my research of ancient civilizations. All alone? I'm surprised you made it here in one piece. Somewhat, but actually I've grown accustomed to investigating ruins like these. You see, I've got a lot of confidence in my ability to flee from monsters if need be. Although this time I find myself in a bit of a pickle. You are one crazy scholar if you ask me. However, being an archaeologist would mean that you're familiar with the tower's origins, right? Well, more than the average person anyway. But since I have only begun my investigation, there are still a lot of things I don't know myself. That's fine, but is there anything interesting you could tell us about this place? It'll be used for an article. Let's see. Has everyone heard of the Septarians before? I think Father Divine maybe said something about that before. You mean the 7 treasures endowed with the power and bestowed upon the ancients by Idios, right? That's exactly what I'm referring to. It seems these ancients ruled the earth, seas, and skies using the powers of these treasures. It has also been written that they were even able to unlock the secrets of time and life. Approximately 1200 years ago, when this ancient civilization was destroyed by a mysterious calamity, the Septarians were also lost. That is the legend also recorded in the scriptures of the Septian Church. But what does that have to do with this tower? A part of the legend states that one of the Septarian slumbers somewhere within Liberal. Its name? Ariel? Gonna need a professional help on that one. The Ariel? The word certainly has a strange ring to it. If the legend is true, really true, I figured I might be able to find some clues here at the tower, since it's one of the oldest ruins in all of Liberal. So I came out to investigate. Ah, what an inspiring story. It is, isn't it? You can feel my passion for things of antiquity, right? This is splendid. I'm overjoyed that there is someone else who understands the way I feel. So, did you find any of those clues you were looking for? I'm still working on that part. But if I can figure out how this device works, I might be on to something. I think it's an interesting story, but as it stands, it's a speculative one. From what you've told me, I'm sorry to say, it wouldn't fly as an article. I see. That's extremely disappointing to hear. I'm surprised myself. Contrary to my expectations, you are serious about the articles you write. That's because I can't write articles based on uncertain news sources. We may run the occasional gossip column, but it's the policy of the liberal news to verify our information. That aside, let's get what we came here for, shall we? Dorothy, I want you to get several panorama shots of the Roland region. Everything else I'll leave up to your aesthetic touch. Now get out there and give me some good pictures. Understood. Your apprentice, Dorothy Hyatt, is ready for action. And as for you, Mr. Archaeologist, how about heading back to town with us when we're done here? These 2 kids may look like a couple of brats, but they do a pretty fine job as escorts. Something about the way you said that makes me feel it wasn't a compliment. If it's alright with you two, to have me along, then that's far more, than I could ask for. Then I guess it's decided. So how about we take a break until Dorothy finishes getting her shots? Now we get a moment of reprieve. You get them shots. Wow, the view is great from here. From this height, I can see all of Roland. With scenery this good, if someone turned this place into a tourist spot, they'd probably make a boatload of Mira. Yeah, you're probably right about that. What's wrong? You look a little pale. I can't hide anything from you, can I? After we stepped onto a roof, I just started feeling a little woozy. Are you gonna be okay? Yeah, I think I'll be alright once I get a bit of fresh air. Why don't you make the best of this opportunity and have a look around yourself? But broadening one's knowledge during a time like this is all part of being a bracer. If you come across anything of interest, then you can tell me about it later, okay? Sometimes you can be such a smooth talker, you know that? Alright, I'll have a look around. But if you start feeling any worse, you let me know, okay? Sure. How are you feeling, Joshua? Still a bit woozy. I'll be resting here a little longer, so why don't you keep on looking around? Webby Dorothy. Can't turn the camera. Alright. Ah, man. The taste of a cigarette is wonderful. At first I wasn't in the mood to come do a story in the rural place like Roland, but sometimes these types of places aren't so bad. If you want to be rude like that, then maybe you shouldn't have come at all. No can do. This was a direct order from the editor-in-chief to teach that blockhead girl a thing or two. Otherwise, I'd be all over the kingdom searching for the latest scoop right now. When you say scoop, don't you just mean gossip for your next article? Not that I have anything against gossip, but reportage is predominantly greater. And in that sense, the place that has my interest piqued is Bose. The Bose region? Did something happen there? A number of large burglaries have taken place one after another. The identity of the criminals is unknown, but it seems though the group has got a pair of wings. Wings? Oh, I see. An airship, right? What are they, sky bandits or something? That seems to be the most logical conclusion, but there's also the possibility that this could be an imitative deception by the Erebonian Empire. What? That's impossible. We're supposed to have a peace treaty with them. Sure, but the Empire incurred some heavy losses during the war 10 years ago. They can't do much now that every other nation on the continent has their eye on them, but it could be a way to get back at us. That said, nobody really knows for sure, which is why our job as reporters is to bring these things to light. So it's definitely the Erebonian Empire. Got it. Oh, Estelle, this place is wonderful, isn't it? I'm even starting to wonder if the number of photo courts is going to be enough. The scenery sure is great, like you say. By the way, what's a photo quartz? It's an ultra-thin crystal circuit fabricated from septium. It's set up so that you can take a photograph by burning it with light. That's just what I expect from a camera woman. Someone who knows the tools of the trade. That reminds me, what's the deal with Joshua? Well, he says he's getting some fresh air. A raven-haired young man standing silently in the flowing breeze. I think I could take a really good picture with that kind of setting. Do you think he'd let me snap a shot if I asked? He doesn't seem to be a fan of that kind of stuff. I think he's probably turned you down. Aw, what a waste. He's probably just shy, right? God, voices are hard. Oh, hi there. Estelle, was it? Is your partner feeling alright? Yeah, he said he just wants to get a bit of fresh air. I see. There's certainly a nice breeze up here, isn't there? I wanted to say, however, that I'm impressed that the both of you are bracers at such a young age. If I remember correctly, one must be at least 16 years of age to qualify to become a bracer, right? You sure you know your stuff? And that's right. I'm exactly 16 myself. How nice it is to be young. There are limitless possibilities at that age. If I were about 10 years younger, I'd solve the mysteries of all these ancient ruins across the entire continent with these very hands. The entire continent, huh? That's a pretty tall order. Which means that you're not from Liberal, right? No, I was born in the north. But just for the record, I'm not from Erebonia. You don't have to worry about that. Although, I hate war with a passion. That hatred isn't directed at the people of the Empire. You lost someone dear to you? Yeah, my mother. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up any painful memories. It's okay. It happened more than 10 years ago. And since then, there's been a new addition to the family. Oh, so you mean that boy over there? Yeah, he's like a little brother. Although he's probably trying to act more like an older brother. I wonder why I'm telling you all this. Usually this isn't the kind of thing a person tells others. Man, I cannot keep that voice up to save my life. It's perfectly fine. Aren't good relations such a wonderful thing? Alright, so I've talked to everyone, so... You better? Are you still feeling sick, Joshua? No, I'm much better. I should be good to head back whenever everybody's ready. I'm relieved to hear that. What brought this all on anyway? I doubt it was a lack of oxygen in this tower because the rest of us are all right. Maybe it was a sudden fear of heights. I don't think so. Estelle, Joshua. Are you finished taking pictures? You bet I am, and I got a lot of good ones too. Then it seems like we're done here. How about we head back to town? Alright, greenhorns, lead the way. I'm counting on you, children. And thus we got them back safe and sound. Thank you so much for escorting me back here. Excuse me one sec. This is the first time I've ever been able to make it back from some ruins without being chased or bitten or... I don't know how to begin to express my appreciation. You don't have to thank us. It's our duty as bracers. I think you'd be better off hiring some bracers to begin with next time you go out to investigate some ruins. My head says yes, but my wallet says no. I'll try to save up a bit though. Well, have a wonderful day, and I hope we can all meet again. I think it's about time we said goodbye as well. I was a bit nervous at first, but you kids did a fine job. Let me just say thank you to the both of you. That's what I like to call raw skill. Now don't get all cocky on me. The braces I know would make you two look like little fledglings, not ready to leave the nest. You're going to need to work harder. I'll try to remember that. So are you two heading? So are the two of you headed back to the company soon? Nah, we're gonna spend a day or so relaxing here in Roland. I need to write up a rough draft for some articles and such. I'll head over to the Orbital factory and get these photographs developed. Take it easy, you two. Interesting duo. Given that they have portraits, I'm sure we'll see them again. I guess, this is the last of the jobs we got from Dad. They were much tougher than I thought they'd be. I agree with you there. I feel like I have a greater awareness now about what it means to be a bracer. It's not just about fighting for justice. There you go again, saying all the right things. But yeah, I guess I get where you're coming from. Seems like we've got a long road ahead of us if we want to succeed in this profession. For the time being, why don't we report to the guild? That sounds like a good idea. Oh, but before we go, how are you doing? Still not feeling well? Thanks for asking. I'm feeling a lot better. Oh man, you hide such secrets from us, Joshua. How can you do such a thing? I know he knows a lot more than he's letting on. I've played a video game before. Hey, Sherazard! Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Shara? What are you doing here? This is a rare occasion. You're usually out and about. I just finished the jobs I took over for your father, and I was reporting to the guild. So you finished your load too, huh? Somehow or other, I guess. I heard from Ina that you guys aren't doing too bad yourselves. I guess everything I went through to train the two of you amounted to something. We're grateful too. Well, I guess we'll report in as well then. Go ahead, let's hear what you've got. Sorry. Man. 2,000 Mira, 4 BP, and we are now Junior Bracer 7th class. Received Eagle Eye Quartz as a perk. Good work, you two. How about you, Sherazard? Don't you think they've done a fine job? For a bunch of newbies, you did an average job, but you shouldn't be satisfied with that level of work. Especially you, Estelle. You're always the first to get on that high horse of yours. Okay, I get it already. Great work, all of you. I'm surprised that we were able to fill the work gap left by Cassius so quickly. I wonder if we'll be able to relax for a bit now. I don't know. I can imagine that downtime might be a bit of a drag. Well, we won't be, that won't be a problem since there are plenty of other small jobs like patrolling the roads and exterminating monsters. It's been a while since I've been able to take a break. Alright, it's time for my reward. I'm going to drink until I can't drink anymore tonight. Estelle, Joshua, you two join me as well. We have to watch you get plastered and make a fool of yourself? Oh, so what you're saying is that you're turning down my invitation? You've got a lot of nerve to do something like that to your mentor. What am I supposed to say? Your drinking habits are intolerable. You cause a ruckus, dance like a maniac, and try to strip in public. Agreed. It's pretty embarrassing. Sherazard, just where do you think you're going to take these underage kids? Come on. The alcohol is what makes things entertaining. But if you're so against coming along with me, then I don't need you, Estelle. Really? Yep. Instead, I'll just have Joshua make up for your absence. Why me? Shara. Now hold on a minute. Joshua, you look like you'll make a fine companion. Whether we're talking booze or something else behind closed doors, I'll help break you in. Break me in? Okay. Alright, you big pervert Joshua. Why are you drooling like that? It's not what you think. We've got a major problem. Huh? Mayor Klaus? Estelle, Joshua, and Sherazard, I'm glad to see you. Saved by the bell. What's wrong, sir? And why are you in such a hurry? This is terrible. My home, disaster, it's gone. What? All right, calm down, Mayor Klaus. Take a deep breath and let it out. Apparently, it seems as though my home was robbed while I was out. What? That's not being calm at all, Estelle. I had something to speak with Father Divine about, so I was over at the chapel, and when I came home, it was rather odd for no one to greet me at the door. So I looked around, and the rooms were in such a great state of great disarray. Wait, what about your wife and, Lita? Don't worry, they're both fine. I found them locked up in the attic room. That's a relief to hear. It's lucky that no harm came to anyone. It won't get us anywhere just sitting around here. So could you take us to the crime scene, Mayor Klaus? Absolutely. I appreciate your cooperation. Wait for me. I'm going too. Good idea. You may be able to be of some help. Well, if you insist. Ina will be at the mayor's place investigating the incident. If you have anything come up, just toss it on Ridge's shoulder. I'm sure he's just relaxing at the bar anyway. Yes, I'll do that. And everyone, be careful. Oh boy. Wow, this place is an absolute mess. The crooks really tore through here. Look at the safe. The septium, which was supposed to be given to Her Majesty the Queen, has been stolen. I'm really sorry, especially after having you go to all the trouble to bring it here. It's not you who should be apologizing, it's the crooks who are in the wrong. By the way, how are the other rooms in the house? The other rooms, for the most part, appear to have been left untouched. They're about as messy as the attic room in which my wife and Lita were locked up in. Estelle, Joshua, there's something I want you to do. Which is? I'll speak with the mayor about the incident. I want you two to check out the inside of the house. You mean like an on-site investigation? Are you sure we're up to the task? Since we're all here, splitting up would be the best way to cover the most ground, no? Alright, we'll see what we can do. Proceed carefully and deliberately. Alright, Mayor Klaus, how about we talk in the parlor? Sure, now where to begin? Alrighty. An on-site investigation, huh? I'm starting to get butterflies in my stomach. How about we start from this room? Let's not forget to ask for witness statements and from the other residents. Sounds like a plan. Alright. It's just like the mayor to have a ton of difficult books like this. It looks like he's got some valuable antique books here as well. The criminals either had no idea about the value of the books or... The gift that we delivered to the mayor for the queen is... Those crooks are not going to get away with this. It doesn't look like they jimmied the door either. They must have decrypted the combination and opened it, or... Could they really have cracked the combination? It's not impossible. I imagine that it'd be difficult for anyone besides a skilled pro. My best guess is that they figured out the combination using a much simpler means. What do you mean by simpler means? Well, let's see. They could have, for example, dusted the buttons with a special powder. A powder like that would have absorptive properties, and due to its fineness, it it would be invisible to the naked eye. However, if a blue light were placed over it, it would glow.
Alright, and?
Now let's imagine for a minute that the mayor entered the combination with the powder present. The powder on the buttons would stick to his finger and come off. This would be one way to know which buttons were pressed.
Now wait a minute. Wouldn't they still not know the order in which the buttons were pressed?
That's not exactly the case. As the powder collected on the fingers increased, the amount taken from the buttons would decrease. In other words, the crooks could press the buttons in order starting from the least luminescent. It might be a little more difficult if there were duplicate numbers, but the crooks should be able to make a pretty good guess as to what they are.
That makes sense. Joshua, are you a genius or something?
That's just basic knowledge. Anyway, let's check out the buttons. Just as I thought, powder was used. Now there's no doubt in my mind that this safe was opened using the same method I just explained.
Oh, right. Now the big question is, who dusted the buttons with that powder? We know it would have to at least be someone who visited the residence.
Right. Now figuring out who that is, that's going to be the tricky part. Alright.
This place is all torn apart. Nita would probably faint if she saw this.
It looks like all the books on the shelf have been scattered around the room. Seems kind of senseless to have done all this.
The pot's been tipped over, but there's nothing inside.
It looks like it only tipped over half after being hit by something with force. Same thing.
It's just like the mayor to have a ton.
Here. Probably already figured it out. What about that thing?
This is just a clutter box, right? It's empty as well.
The box lock looks like it was burned off. The criminals must have used an orbital gun. Anything out here? Hello.
Look, there are some marks on this railing.
You're right, and they're fresh too. It looks like something metal dug into the wood. Alright.
Are you alright, ma'am? Yes, I'm fine. The intruders weren't violent towards us.
Is there anything you noticed in particular about the intruders?
They were wearing masks, so I wouldn't be able to tell you about any specific features. That reminds me, I'm certain the front door was locked. I locked the door just to be safe since my husband had gone to the chapel and there were just the two of us here. I wonder how in the world they got in.
Well, we know now. They used probably a grappling hook. If I had to guess.
I had such a scare. I was cleaning up the attic when suddenly a bunch of masked men came barging in. Masked men, huh? That means this wasn't a one-man job.
How many people were in the group?
I'd probably guess about 3 or 4. Oh, that reminds me, one of them was short. It might have even been a girl.
My theory might be holding together a bit, but there's still a few holes within that.
Huh? What's this?
A Cervaeus leaf.
Don't you think it's a bit strange for a leaf to be in a place like this? On top of that, it's not a type that grows around here.
You're sharp, Estelle. This is the place where the residents were locked up. was probably dropped by one of the criminals as they were locking everybody up.
So it's a key piece of material evidence then.
Alright, so...
Are you really done investigating? It seems a little too quick to me. How about looking around a little more carefully?
This is what things looked like when I came home. I didn't get a glimpse of the criminals either. Alright, anything in this room out of order? No. Am I allowed to go outside?
They say the door was locked at the time of the burglary, right? It doesn't look like the lock's been broken either.
Which means they got in another way. The front door, let's check somewhere else. Well, we already know where they came in from. The balcony. Maybe I'm to check that again? Worth jotting down the bracelet notebook. Alright. Alright. Shoot. Not what I meant to do. Hello. Something I haven't checked yet.
There are several documents inside the drawer. They don't appear to have been disturbed.
They seem to be documents regarding Roland City's government. The fact that these are as they are suggests that there were no political aim involved. Alrighty. So we have that, very least. Alright. I think I'm gonna get a lay of the rooms. Nothing here. Alright. Now I think I can report.
I had the mayor run me through all the details. How about you two? Did you find anything?
We're going to look around a bit longer. Okay, so this is it just in case. Okay. Yep, we found a lot of new evidence.
Alright, then let's check the details one by one and see what you've come up with. First off, what were the criminals after?
Something that could be sold for Mira, the septium in the safe, the food... Septium.
How many of them were there?
Let's see. There was a group of 2, a guy and a girl. There was a group of 3 or 4. Lone woman. They said 3 or 4.
Where did they get into the house from?
From the first floor window. No. Terrace on the second floor.
Point blank. What is the portrait of those thought to have committed the
what?
Citizens coming and going day. Relatives of Mayor Klaus.
Works at the Malga Mine, a traveler who visited recently, none of the above.
Wow, you did a good job investigating. It looks like we'll be able to specify who the criminals are with this information. Mayor Klaus, over the past 2 or 3 days, have you had any new faces in your study?
When you put it that way, I guess there has been a number of people. That reporter from the magazine company was one.
Oh, so those 2 came to visit you too?
But at the time of the crime, they were with us at Esmela's tower. I think we can cross them off the list of suspects.
I see. So, Mayor Klaus, were there any others?
Other than that, there was only Josette. Ha ha ha, but let's not kid ourselves here.
Huh. I think it'd be a bit of a stretch for her to be our thief. After all, she's a student at the Royal Academy. Criminals aren't always dressed so they can be easily spotted. As for school uniforms, if someone put their mind to it, they could create a replica. But I'm telling you, she was a really nice girl. She was modest and courteous. Right, Joshua?
I'm sorry to say this, but I completely disagree.
Huh?
During that time, when the mayor put the septium into the safe, that girl's eyes lit up like a hunter's eyeing her prey. Of course, since I had no conclusive evidence, couldn't call her out on it. But at least to me, she didn't look like any ordinary student.
You must be joking.
Unbelievable.
At any rate, it looks like we're going to have to ask that girl a few questions. You wouldn't happen to know where she is, would you? If I remember right, she should be staying at the hotel. But she said something about taking off from Roland sometime today. Well, it looks like we're going to have to hurry then. Estelle, Joshua, let's try the hotel first.
Right. Understood. Okay. Oh, and now, Miss Sherazard has joined us. Ooh, she's level 12. Ooh. Alright, what are her orbments like? She's got 4 unlocked, or 3 of them unlocked. Shield and attack. Alright. Okay, so, let's see. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to call it here. I want to keep going, I really do, but unfortunately I don't have the time to keep going. But next time on The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, we'll be going to go pay Josette a visit and see just what exactly is going on. I will see you guys then.